Hello, everyone. This is for the Waterbury Fire Department. I'm Captain Partridge, and this is for First Due software, and we're going to be going over the shift board today. Quick reminder that once you sign in, and you should have learned that by watching the introduction videos. If you haven't watched the introduction video, which covered personnel and the dashboard and personal settings, you should watch that first. But we're going to move on now, hitting the main menu, opening up scheduling. We are going down to the shift board. The shift board opens up on a one-day view, and there are several different views. Up at the top, we can see there's a 30-day view. On a 30-day view, all the information is compressed. You can open a specific date and look at individuals that are there and see who's working, and you can do that as much as you need, depending upon the size of your screen and how much room you have. 7-day view, again, it's already expanded, so you can look across the shifts, maybe see where people have already taken time off or put themselves out for whatever reason, and they're not on the board. You know that there's vacancies coming up. And you can have a clearer view in the 3-day view, and of course, we're back to the 1-day view. The 1-day view is the only view that you can make changes to the shift board and the scheduling. All right, keep that in mind. Other ways to view the shift board is if you move yourself around with the calendar views and you want to get back to today, well, there's this convenient today button. Next to it is the next shift date button. Now, if I want to go to the next shift date of the A shift, I click that, I highlight it, jumps right forward to the next shift. Where are we? We're on February 4th. I want to go back to today, click that today button. You notice when we were away from today, it became a blue button. Just sort of signifies that you're not on today. Up here, you notice that we are showing both the A shift and a different shift. The marshals have the W shift today, all right, and that's defined there as well. So those are both being displayed as well. You can toggle 1 day back, 1 day forward, or hit the calendar and select a day that is what you need. We also can affect the view over here by the boards. Right now, it's showing all the assignments of the entire department. Well, that goes quite a ways, all the way through with the marshals and administration, even back to these older assignments that are still on the board for the BIT. So that's not exactly convenient for everyone when it's time, let's say, move someone around the board for manpower or something like that. So you can change that. You can look at just a deputy over the 1st Battalion, or the battalion chief 2nd Battalion there. I don't know if you want to look at what we're doing, but bands, marshals, training, but the most common setting is going to be line. So you say to yourself, all right, I've got the line and we're going to do something with the line today. So I'm going to have to move something. But let's say I've got 5 guys on truck 3, so let's clear everybody. Let's keep truck 3 because I'm going to move their manpower guy. And let's say I'm moving them to engine 7. Normally, that's quite the scroll. It's a pain in the neck waiting for the screen to scroll slowly, where you could just move this guy just like this down here. Boom. Robert Powers is now on engine 7. But if you hover over anyone, you will see that it gives us information about them. Michael Shea is on duty, is an engine driver, and all the other information, right? Whereas Robert Powers, on duty, EMT, paramedic, probationary firefighter, all that sort of stuff. But we want to designate him as manpower. So I want to come over here to the editing feature, opens a window, and he is now going to be slipped as manpower. Done. That's it. We're going to save it. Now, Robert Powers has been moved from truck 3 to engine 7, and he's on manpower. Anybody who showed up to work today like they were supposed to, there's nothing to be done. All right. You will see each person displayed here. Captain Maya is displayed. His position is an officer's position. That's why in the first thing, the first section right there, you see OF. You see engine driver, firefighter next to Rodriguez and Curtin, and of course, Mr. Powers. But also next to it, officer, okay, rescue company officer, that's qualification, EMR, and he's a captain. So we have all those things there, and those sort of qualifications are next to everybody. That way, should maybe a driver be out, you know who's qualified right away to see you got an engine driver on the rig to move up to his position. Or let's say the captain's out on engine 7, so you know who the acting officer is. Firefighter Rodriguez is the acting officer. We drag him up. We're going to show you that in another screen pretty soon. So now you know how to do people manpower. So let's move around here. Let's show truck 1. I want to use truck 1 because I know that Captain Wall's off today. So I'm going to show you how to put somebody off. Now, most of the time off requests are going to come through the app, except if it's under 24 hours, we need you to call in just like we're doing now. Call in your company officer so he can do it manually. So because not necessarily will he get back to the software in a timely nature in which to make sure that the deputy's notified and hiring's done and everything like that. So if it's under 24 hours that you're supposed to report to work, we need a phone call. So we're going to put Captain Wall off here manually. We're going to drag and drop someone onto the drop here to put on time off. Can't be much more clear. It defaults to a vacation. That's the vast amount of time that people take. So, but here's all the other types of time that people can be off on. Sick leave and vacation leave have subtypes. Is this a guaranteed vacation time he's putting in for, let's say, anytime before April 1 when we put that order out to put that in? Is it that? Or is it Family Medical Leave Act? If it's neither one, leave it blank. The project code will auto-populate whatever it has to. There's no need to touch it at all. The reoccurring time off. If I switch this on, I can pick the end date. Let's say he's taking 3 shifts off. It'll grab all those 3 shifts. Now I've been asked if it will accidentally grab the time in between and charge him for days he's not working. No, it charges you just for the days you're working in the time period. So he'd get charged the 72 hours for the 3 days off here. Let's see if he was just doing those 3 days off for the first 8 hours. I mean, that can be put into it. But in this case, it's all set. So you see, you got the time off, you got the dates off, but in this case, we're just going to do today. So we're going to toggle that off. We just have the vacation, the project codes came in automatically. There's no need for notes now like we do when we're adding different things today. This system has such transparency. It's so easy for us to run reports and such. There's no need to add notes in this particular screen for this. And we save it. So all of a sudden, we'll look over here, Captain Wall's on vacation. Now I can say any person that has the authority to enter this stuff and has the permissions in the system to enter the stuff also has the permissions to edit and delete it. Because we're going to edit it again and go, oh, I meant to put him on sick leave. You can just change it and update it and you're all set. Then you go, why did I put Captain Wall out? I meant to put Eric Beltier out. What? X that out. Look where Bob Wall is again, right back in where he belongs. Okay, so let's drag him again, put him back off. Vacation, save. All right, so we're going to go through some acting situations here. Fire Driver Briglia is the acting officer, so we're going to slide that up. Slide him right up here. And we're going to make him an acting officer by coming over here off roster. Acting officers and company officers are all familiar with making out activities to pay people for the additional item they need, whether it be acting officer or acting driver. So we come over here and we hit the plus button. We're going to add somebody off roster. To get the right name, we just start typing his name. And all of a sudden, he's selected. We highlight him and select him. So we're going to select for the work type in this situation is fire driver acting as lieutenant. And even though he's filling in for a captain, again, in transparency, it's lieutenant's pay he gets. So that's why it's fire driver acting as lieutenant. Again, the project code automatically did its own thing. Dates are all the same. Time's the right. You know, he's doing it for a full 24 hours. Save. You notice we don't see it over here though, but it is counted. There's one off roster. For when this is a crowded field with on-call, fire marshal activities, multiple companies doing this, for simplicity, when we just want to make the board simpler, they've got this feature. So again, we can see Fire Driver Briglia, and he's right here acting as lieutenant. Let's see, look, we see immediately that either one of these guys is a truck driver, but we're going to drag firefighter Cruz up into the position, and we're going to come over here, and we are going to add Cruz, highlight his name, selected, firefighter acting as fire driver. Dates, times, all correct, save. Done. So the acting is simple. And for all the bureaus, the marshals, the BAS, the BIT, all on call, all actually called in, that will all go over here. You just click, make the correct selections, the right people, the right times, and it'll appear right here. One more thing we got to cover here is holdover time. Let's say we have to hold over for half an hour because of either late relief or an incident. This is the only time I need you to put notes in. So for half an hour, or adding holdover for Michael Briglia, it's very clear who you're dealing with. There's no project code on this yet, but no need to touch the project codes. So here I'd say late relief, for instance. Or if there's an incident number, throw that into instead. And hit save. And look what appears. Right then, right there. And I assume firefighter Cruz was with him. So we're going to add it again. 0.5. Select holdover. We tried to put these near the top, the ones we use more often. You know, incident number 24, I guess. I don't know how many zeros I put in, but that's good enough. And again, he gets it as well. Now you do the same thing with firefighter Pelletier, but it's redundant at this point. Now you'll notice we had vacancies on these companies because we just have room for the fifth guy to ride. Should we have a fifth guy in your company? That's what that's there for. But when we come over here to the scheduling deputy, which is this ability here replaces your manpower. The deputy sees one vacancy. Well, these aren't counted as vacancies because they're not being filled per contract. Okay, these two positions. This one is. This one's got to be filled per contract. And the deputy might move the obviously we'll move the manpower guy into that slot to reduce his vacancies. But that's where the expression of our manpower sheet is going to be now. There's no need to fill out an additional manpower sheet. The fact that this appears on this screen and there's a prompt for the deputy, it'll all be information he can use when he does the call shifts or the overtime hiring. So what have we done? We placed someone on a manual time off because they called in within 24 hours. We've placed somebody on manpower by moving Mr. Powers down to engine 7. We've done acting pay for a fire driver moving into acting officer and for a firefighter moving into driver. We've added additional hours in order to account for holdover time. So we have everything, even for all the line and the bureaus. Remember, the bureaus are over here. And this is the general fashion that will handle probably 95% of your problems on dealing with a shift board. The only thing we have to remember when it comes time to undo things is we have to do them in reverse order. This is where maybe you might need guidance, might have to call me on occasion because it's not going to happen very often. But let's say everything has to be reversed from Captain Wall going off duty. You just got to do it in reverse order and it all works fine. If you try not to do it in reverse order, well, it just makes more work for me. So we would take we would take the off roster stuff and we'd throw it away. Yeah. And we throw everything away and start from scratch, let's say it that way. So we throw it away. What did we do last over here? We moved Julian. Let's bring him back. What did we do before that? We moved Mike. Let's bring him back. And now I can come over here and deny him his vacation. Boom. Everything goes back smooth. You deny Captain Wall's vacation first, you're giving me a headache. So do me a favor. Concentrate on doing things in reverse if you've got to do them. Start over here. If you've done anything over here, then anybody that you moved here, and then delete the guy over here. So just reverse everything you did in the order you did it if it's going to be a complete reversal of all that. I'm hoping that if you have a reversal, you catch it early and it's just in the one guy got put off on time off when he didn't need to. I want everyone to start doing this immediately. Handle your shifts immediately upon this training and do it in addition to the others so that you can get used to it for March 1. Thank you very much, everyone, for your attention. I'm always available for help. Good luck.